My love, relax, and imagine our happiest day. My love, relax for a moment. Let the noise of the world grow quiet around you. Set down every fear, every heavy thought, every burden that has followed you through today. Just breathe gently and come closer to me in your heart, because there is something beautiful I want you to imagine. Close your eyes for a second and picture our happiest day, not a perfect day, because perfection is cold and distant. I don't want perfection with you. I want something real. Something warm. Something unforgettable. The kind of happiness that feels soft and safe, the kind that wraps around your soul and makes you whisper to yourself, "This is exactly where I belong." Imagine waking up without worry. The sunlight is gentle, slipping through the curtains like it already knows this day is special. The air feels calm, peaceful, almost magical. There is no rushing. No sadness waiting at the door. No fear trying to steal your smile, only peace, only us. You slowly wake up and feel warmth beside you. Not emptiness. Not loneliness. Warmth. Comfort. The quiet promise that you never have to face another day alone again, and when you look at me, I am already smiling, not because everything in life is perfect, but because you are there. Because somehow, after every difficult moment, every painful misunderstanding, every night spent missing each other, every distance we thought would break us, we still found our way back to this moment, together. Can you imagine it? The room feels peaceful. Maybe there is soft music playing in the background. Maybe the smell of fresh coffee drifts through the air, or maybe it's pancakes, toast, or something simple that somehow tastes better because we're sharing it together. You laugh at something small, I tease you gently, you roll your eyes and pretend to be annoyed, but secretly you love it, and in that ordinary little moment, something extraordinary happens. We realize this is happiness. Not expensive things, not grand promises. Not the kind of love people pretend exists only in movies. But real love, the kind that stays, the kind that feels like home. Imagine us taking a walk later that morning. The weather is perfect, not too hot, not too cold. The sky stretches endlessly above us like the universe itself decided to bless this moment. Maybe we walk near trees, maybe near the ocean, maybe through quiet streets filled with little cafes and laughter. I reach for your hand, not because I have to, because it feels natural, because your hand somehow fits perfectly in mine like it was always meant to be there. And we walk slowly, no rushing, no pressure, just us talking about everything and nothing at all, dreams, memories, funny little stories. The future we secretly imagine but rarely say out loud because sometimes hope feels too vulnerable. But on this day, we say everything. We talk about the life we want, the mornings we want to wake up to, the adventures we want to take, the quiet nights spent wrapped in blankets watching movies we barely pay attention to because we're too busy enjoying each other. And suddenly, the future stops feeling scary, because we're building it together. Imagine the way I look at you on our happiest day. really imagine it. No distractions. No uncertainty, just love, the kind of look that says, I choose you. Again, and again, and again, not only on easy days, not only when life feels beautiful, but even on difficult days, even when things are messy, even when the world feels heavy. I still choose you, because love is not about never struggling, love is staying, love is understanding, love is learning each other again and again, and I would still look at you like you are the best part of my story, because you are. Maybe later we go somewhere meaningful, a quiet place, a place filled with memories, or maybe somewhere completely new. Maybe we sit together watching the sunset. The sky slowly changing colors as if heaven itself is painting something beautiful. Just for us, orange, pink, gold, soft shades of light melting into the horizon, and in that moment, nothing else matters. Not old pain, not fear, not confusion, only this feeling, this peace. This certainty that somehow life brought us exactly where we needed to be, together. Can you imagine the way laughter sounds on our happiest day? The real kind, the uncontrollable kind, the kind where your stomach hurts because you can't stop smiling, the kind that makes strangers glance over and secretly wish they had whatever we have. Because joy becomes contagious. We laugh over silly things, inside jokes nobody else understands. Moments that don't look important to anyone else, but mean everything to us, and maybe at some point, there is silence, but not uncomfortable silence, the beautiful kind, the kind where no words are needed, because presence is enough, because love speaks even when no one is talking. Imagine resting your head against me, no walls, no pretending, no protecting yourself from disappointment, just trust, just comfort, just the feeling of finally being safe. I want you to imagine how peaceful that feels. No overthinking, no wondering where you stand, no confusion, only reassurance, only warmth, only the quiet certainty that you are deeply wanted, deeply valued, deeply loved. And maybe later that evening, we sit together under soft lights, maybe candles, maybe city lights glowing in the distance, maybe stars quietly watching over us, and we start talking about everything we survived, the heartbreak, the doubts, the days we almost gave up, the loneliness. The moments when hope felt impossible, and suddenly we realize something powerful. Every difficult moment led us here, not to suffering, not to regret, but to gratitude, because if we had skipped the hard chapters, we would never understand how beautiful this moment really is. You know what I imagine most? I imagine peace in your heart, real peace. The kind you haven't always had. The kind where you finally stop carrying the weight of proving yourself, because you never had to prove anything to me. You were already enough, even on your worst days, even when you doubted yourself, even when life convinced you that maybe you weren't lovable. You were wrong. You have always been worthy of love. Real love, gentle love, patient love, the kind that listens, the kind that stays, the kind that doesn't disappear when things become difficult. And on our happiest day, I want you to feel that completely. I want you to feel adored, protected, seen, understood, because sometimes the greatest kind of love is simply being understood without having to explain every wound. Imagine us dancing, not perfectly, maybe terribly. Maybe laughing because neither of us knows what we're doing. But none of that matters, because happiness is not performance, happiness is freedom, and in that moment, we are free, free from fear, free from old pain, free from every story that told us happiness was too far away. We are simply alive, together, and before the night ends, maybe we look at each other quietly, no dramatic speech, no grand movie moment, just honesty, just truth, and I softly say something simple: if this is life with you, then I never want to stop choosing it. Because the truth is, my love, our happiest day will never only be about one perfect moment, it will be made of thousands of tiny moments, morning smiles, late night talks, unexpected laughter, holding hands, supporting each other through difficult seasons, growing together, healing together, dreaming together, choosing each other over and over again. So relax for a moment, and imagine our happiest day. Imagine feeling safe, imagine feeling loved, imagine finally believing that beautiful things can happen for you too, because happiness is not impossible, love is not impossible, and maybe, just maybe, the most beautiful chapters of our story are still waiting for us. So tonight, rest your heart, stop carrying tomorrow's worries, stop listening to fear, instead, imagine joy, imagine warmth. Imagine waking up to a life filled with peace, imagine laughter that heals old wounds. Imagine a love that feels calm instead of confusing. Imagine someone who looks at you and sees not your mistakes, not your fears, not your broken pieces, but your beautiful soul. Imagine us building memories. Traveling, laughing, staying up too late talking about dreams, supporting each other when life becomes difficult, celebrating small victories, growing older together without losing the magic. Imagine a future where love feels easy, not because problems disappear, but because we face them together, hand in hand, heart beside heart, and every night before sleeping, we remind each other, we made it through another day, together. That is what I want you to imagine, not fantasy. Not perfection, but a love that feels steady, a love that feels safe, a love that feels like home. So my love, relax, smile for a moment, and imagine our happiest day, because maybe somewhere in the quiet corners of destiny, it is already waiting for us, closer than we think, more beautiful than we imagined. And when it finally arrives, I hope you remember this feeling, the feeling of hope, the feeling of peace, the feeling that love, real love, was always worth believing in.